phrase change going into the new one and talking about that idea. The idea of expressing the end of one phrase change with kind of that more frantic or speed and some pattern work, and coming out of that just in time to show some movement that really expresses like the feeling and the sounds of the new phrase. We first went over the drill of just being able to hear that and training yourself to hear that instinctively without eventually having to count it. So we started with the idea of find a song that's pretty formulaic, like it's a contemporary song that stays with 32 count phrases, or a blues song that stays with 48 count phrases, doesn't do weird stuff. Eventually you want to be able to hear that, but don't start with that. Okay? The song we used was called Electric Touch by Arizona. Thank you, by Arizona. So, count each 8, right? First 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, second 8, third 8, okay. And then you get to that fourth 8, you get to the last 8 of the phrase, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really listen and try to hear, like, what's different here, right? Is there a build-up in their voice? Is there some kind of drop down? Is there some extra sound effects in the back? Like, what is it that's changing in the music here? Is a little whistly sound effect or a drum roll? This song has sort of like an electric kazoo kind of sounding thing.
And especially pay attention to that, to what you should do after the resolve hits. Because if it goes up super high, you'll know that it's probably going to come back down. It's going to get lower in energy, and you're going to want to sink it down and get groovy again, versus it hits and you keep staying up there. You should listen to those back layers of the song that tells you where to go and what to do after the bass hits, or the bass drops, or whatever you call it.
Okay, so first time we go through the song, we're counting each 8, so we sort of know where the last 8 is, we know where to look for it, and we're trying to listen, hear what we hear at that moment. Okay, play the same song again. This time, see if you can just count the last 8. And if you don't nail it perfectly, you don't get the full 8, you're like, oh, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. Try to make sure you're catching it by at least 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 would be better, though. You got a little bit more time to prepare. But now, like, okay, I didn't count the first 3. I'm just listening for, oh, there's that change. This is the last 8. Then play the same song again. This time, click it in random places. And see if, without the context of the first however many 8s telling you here it comes, if you can hear where that change is happening and catch what the phrase is about to change without having had 32 counts to count and prepare for it. Right? So that you start to get that more intuitive, like, oh, there's the feeling. And then try that with another song, and try that with another song, and try that with another song. And eventually you practice that, you go through that process enough, you'll start to get much more intuitive about just hearing naturally when that phrase change is going to happen in a number of different songs without having to stress over it for all that time before. You want to not worry about it until somewhere in that 8 count you're like, oh, here it comes, I need to get ready.
And from there you'll be able to tell which phrase change is the largest, the one you should devote the most energy to. And from there you'll also be able to tell how to play with the momentum of what your partner is giving you in that instinctual pattern, that end of it, right before the phrase change to create something.
For dancing it, we went through the drill of just having you give yourself a free spin at the end, right? Come out of it, and either go slow when you get there, be kind of funky when you get there, or pause when you get there. There's more possibilities than that, but those are kind of the 3 most common defaults that we use. You can practice that while you're doing the drill that we were talking about for listening to it. We then put that into some pattern work. We talked about how the formula that I use most of the time is to lead something that's kind of a more dynamic, fast, or frantic feeling pattern, come out of it just in time to let her be really expressive on the other side of that. Sometimes she actually takes the initiative to set it up for me. Sometimes coming out of it is a little bit more about my movement, but most often I'm the one setting it up, and she's the one expressing when we get there.
And either way, I make sure to take the momentum he's already giving me to create whatever I want to do next. So if we're already going in a circular motion, it makes sense to prep myself for turns versus just dropping to the ground.
Not the example we did in class, but like a fancier, kind of more difficult one that I showed that you can see me use in dances a lot, is those inside turns, and then do stuff for me, and I set her up, and she makes the phrase change happen, for example. Alright, the one we used in class for you guys was coming from an outside turn. We did it from a tuck, although I mentioned you could do it from passing outside turn or whip with outside turns. We went from the tuck, 1, 2, 3, step off the track and start to turn with her. Change the hands behind the back. She steps as she collects. I don't step as I collect. Then we both step out on the right foot, me behind her. She takes it from there. You can do this very quickly, right? So I can do this so that it's getting there on 5, or if I timed this with the music, I would start on 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. There's the new phrase, right? Or you can do that a little bit slower, starting on 3, giving yourself 2 extra counts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Notice how I started to get there a little bit early, so I was like, I'll wait with my head and then look at her at the last second. Maybe I started that early, but I didn't want to do the slow one. I wanted to go fast. I could add extra turns. 3, 4, oh crap, I'm early. 7, 8, 1 to get there instead. You can use those extra turns. We also showed that from a web. Didn't do it in class, but I just showed you guys you can also do that to give yourself extra time. Super versatile setup. You can use from a lot of different places, and it's also nice because you can use it to express multiple different types of phrase changes. Sometimes you get there and you're not exactly sure what it's going to be, so I'll just be like, I'm going to rely on you. And maybe she gets there and she's not exactly sure it's going to be, so she thinks it's going to be slow, and then she realizes it's going to be funky. This one sets up so you can kind of hit that from all sides. All right. Thank you guys so much. Great job, everybody. Really appreciate you hanging out with us.